Hi, Will Daly here, aka Mr. Will, here to talk to you today about online game for game-based education. I'm going to talk about the platform called Blooket. Blooket is an alternative to Kahoot. Kahoot's kind of the generalized name for the whole category of program now. So let's see if Blooket can give Kahoot the kaboot. So for this project, I'm going to kind of compare Blooket a little bit to Kahoot and then show you what you can do in Blooket. So the main difference I think is highlighted just by visiting their sites. So you go to Blooket, instantly we get some cute animal cartoons, welcome, level, classroom engagement, kind of simple, straightforward going on here. Now if we go to Kahoot and we look at Kahoot, we just got a lot of stuff kind of going on. A bunch of, what is it doing? And then if we go to... Alright, so we get here. This is really what your profile would look like. On this, it is not clean looking, in my opinion. There's a bunch of stuff going on here. If I do want to upgrade, the basic starter pack, $10 a month, 120 billed annually, no deal here. Go to Blooket, let's get logged in real quick. Look at that, just logs me in. If we do want to look at their upgrade plus, it is similar, but if you prepay for the year, you do get a half off discount, and you get some basic stuff, but basically you can make your quiz a little better. So, what does Blooket actually look like? So when we get to Blooket, apparently I gotta log back in again. This is what my page looks like. So it has your sets. So these are things you created. But if you wanted to just kind of hop in here and try stuff out, you can kind of do that in the Discover tab here. So discover whatever class you're teaching, kind of the Jefferson. Right, I didn't even spell Jefferson right, and it still got me a bunch of things. So you can not have to actually put forth a ton of work to make this happen. If at the end of class you have about 10 minutes to kill, you can totally throw a Blooket on without having to do any of the work. For me though, I was a little annoyed by some of these because if you check into them, you can see how they do some of their questions, and not bad on this one. Sometimes a lot of people will do where they have all of their answers as the answers, and then they get scrambled with the questions and only one of those answers. So it'd be like Abraham Lincoln, the War of 1812, and that's weird. It's obvious once you're asking for a person, it's gonna be the person name. So if you're doing these, make them a little better. But if you want to get in more depth, right, you can hit the create, and that'll make your own. That takes a little bit of time to set up, so I'm going to just show you off of one of my sets. So we have my U.S. history final. As that, I'm going to see the same questions. When I did this, it didn't capture correctly, so I'm going to redo this question to show you guys. Get back to the top here, sorry about that. There we go. So we're going to add a question, and it's going to be a basic, just random question. So it's going to be, how many stars are on the U.S. flag? And then we have our answers. Obviously, right? We got 50, so I'm going to check this box that it's correct. I'm going to say 52, and that's not correct, so I'm not going to check the box. 13 for how many stripes there are, to make sure you're reading the question. And then 1, just to throw you off. Now, you can have multiple answers be correct. You can have all the answers be correct. But the thing is, it's not going to be all or nothing. So, yeah, if you get one of all of the answers right, you got it right. So 50 as it is. Now, if I want to be nice too, I can add even a flag image on here. And they can't even count those. That's perfect. So now if you get that question, you'll see it pull up. And also if you're visiting here, you can click on it and it'll show you the correct answers. So how does Blooket actually play? So say I wanted to go back to my sets here. You can assign Blookets as homework, which is actually kind of cool. So if you put in the effort to actually build a quiz and you don't do it in class, you can have students do it at home. You can give them a time frame. For a free account, it's 14 days. If it's paid accounts for a year. So that's kind of nice, an extra thing you can do. So if a kid misses school, you do that. Another thing is if you're doing remote or hybrid, this is awesome because it gets the kids all together. So if you want to do it, you can host it here. Now, this is what sets Blooket apart and why it's so much better than Poo Poo Head, Kahoot, more like Kahoot. Anyway, is the different games. Now, classic mode down here, I'm blocking a little bit of the information with my head. Basically, it just tells you player count. That's what I'm blocking. But you get kind of the difficulty of it. Difficulty is really the complexity of the game, not necessarily the difficulty of your questions. Obviously, the questions are going to come from you or whatever discovered piece you're using. The thing we want to look at is this skill thing, because this skill is going to help us. Now, classic is the traditional Kahoot method of question getting answered. Whoever answers first correctly gets most points, and then down so speed and accuracy are super important. They have a couple different ones. Rush, this is kind of weird. There's some strategy to it. You need to be quick, and you can do this in teams, which is really kind of fun, where you're just kind of getting more creatures. Either you kill other people's creatures or you defend it by building walls. Racing's great because this is speed. So this is how quickly people can answer questions. Moving down the line, obviously the straight running race is nice. There are parts where you pick up, so you can pick players to push back, and a couple of pickups. This is where we get interesting, where some comes strategy. So in strategy, there's a bit of gameplay elements going on with these, so you have to kind of think of them. What am I going to do? This one, you pick animals to work in your factory. Those animals can get bonuses and stuff, so it's kind of fun. I love Cafe. Cafe is great. You answer questions to restock your food. You restock the food, you sell the food. You can use that money to upgrade your cafe. A bunch of trade-offs because you're spending money. Whoever has the most money at the end wins. Now, you can have the best cafe, but if you spend all your money to make the best cafe and you're not profitable at the end of the time, you're not going to win. So you could be answering all the questions correctly and still lose, which is kind of the fun part about some of these. You got Tower Defense 1 and 2, a little bit nicer. There are some teams going on here. Monster Brawl. Dino Detectives is really kind of fun. There's some strategy and speed to these. As you can see here, Pirate Voyage is the only one here that is a premium one. So there's only one premium game where you don't really get that optional coup. A lot of them are premium. Fishing Frenzy I want to point out Fishing Frenzy and Gold Quest, because you can see that luck is a factor in these. Now, what luck means to me in this is that the game will kind of help weaker players to stay competitive. So if you have someone that's playing and that is not sure of what they're doing, they're not that great at it, it's the worst if a kid's like, man, I got 4 points and everyone else has 80 points. There's no chance I'm going to catch up. With luck, it's going to help them kind of boost up their points to be a little bit more competitive. And then Crypto Hack's just kind of a fun, memorizing thing. Each kid picks a password at the beginning of the game, and they have to figure out each other's passwords. If they do that, they can steal their points. I'm going to pause the video here and just kind of demo one of them, get that set up. So it's a demo for a good kind of quick one. I'm just going to showcase Gold Rush, because Gold Rush probably plays out, in my opinion, probably one of the fastest of just hey, I have some kids that want to play something, throw them in that. So you can bear with me for a second because we're going to set this up. So click on here. We're going to hit host, which is currently where my head is. And it's going to load in here. Now we can set when the game ends. Someone hits a certain amount of gold or time. This is perfect for if you're doing things. Remember though, if there's 5 minutes left in class, don't put this to 5 minutes, because there's going to obviously be a little bit of setup time where everyone signs in. So please account for that if you're trying to rush a game, which this is perfect for trying to figure out time at the end of class. I have not a lot of time, so this is 3 minutes. We're going to run it by time. Now, show instructions, allow late joining, so if a kid doesn't join at the time, it can join later. Use random names. You can assign that they'll get names. The most fun is when the kids put names in Kahoot, that's like the thing. Having a fire name in Kahoot. See, I'm calling it Kahoot thing, but in Blooket, right? You put a name in too, and then you allow student accounts. Let's do a quick run through. So I'm gonna set this for time, and we're gonna set this up. So you see, you get a QR code at the top. We also get an ID. If you have a phone, I can just take my phone and scan it here. I'm gonna quickly sign in. So you see me sign in here. And then I am going to show up as a cute squirrel. Awesome. I'm gonna show you the other process of, I'm gonna take, bear with me for a sec, go switch the window we're seeing. Okay. That window is currently small, let me make it big. There we go, that matches. Except I can't see the ID. So I'm gonna quickly, boom, do this so I can see the ID. That is 11109774. Not important. So this is from the player perspective when the student joins. Right, we get to enter our nickname. PC. There we go. And this is the thing that makes Blooket fun, like we talked about, is these fun characters. So you can pick, I'm gonna be the fish in a bowl, right? That's kind of adorable. And then I have to start it. So I'm gonna click between them as they're going. We do a 3-minute, so it'll be quick. Let me get to the right window so it updates. There we go. So we gotta collect gold, let's go after good luck. Alright, let's go. So, as I do that, I choose chest, open the chest, I get some gold. Cool. More gold. And this is going real quick. We are going to switch back to the host screen. So you can see, as the host, you kind of see an overview of what's happening. So you can kind of keep the class engaged. Oh, this person's winning. And here's the thing. They have swaps. They have steals. They have negatives. They have positives. People are going to be jumping around on this list like crazy. So let's see Mr. Will's phone get some points real quick. Apparently I got wrong, so give me a second. There we go. So Mr. Will's phone is not doing the greatest, but you get the idea of that. Apparently I set it to 7 minutes, so I gotta force this to end, which I can do as the host. I'm just gonna force an end, and as a player, we'll see that I won at 100% accuracy. And then, right, so you can see how I did as that. Now as a teacher, you can view reports. This isn't going to be the greatest because there's only 2 players and it's both me. Answered 3 questions correctly. I got 1 incorrect, but we can see that it was Mr. Will's phone that got it incorrect. And I'm going to do this the bad way, but if I show you, it'll tell me that I am getting, I don't know if it's going to focus, but 50%. If I was signed in, it would give me a little bit more information. But if your students are doing that, they might get some gold. Oh, I can quick transition. Awesome. So the nice thing that you can do with Blooket, though, is like we talked about, you can add at the end of class. If you set the timer correctly for the amount of questions you had, the one I was doing had 100 questions. Not ideal. It was a good review. When I did that in class, we did it for half an hour. But if you're doing a quick thing, 30 questions is usually the standard for a Blooket length. If you do that for 5 to 7 minutes, depending on the game, you are going to get the same question multiple times. And you want that. That is a good thing, because you are forcing the students to kind of either learn. If they get a question wrong, it does tell you the correct answer, so you pick it up from that. But also repetition. You are saying the answers over and over again, and you're doing it quickly. Guess what, kids? You're learning. I tricked you. Ha ha ha. I'm a teacher. I got you. Ooh, sneaky. So it's great for that. Awesome. And that's kind of why I think Blooket is a little bit better, because it has a lot more of that gameplay elements. Kahoot is, I know more than you. I can answer quickest. I'm winning. Where Blooket, we get that like fun element to it. Also, the helping keep kids boosted up is really positive. So hopefully you consider next time you have 10 minutes to kill at the end of class, or you're setting up your plan and you have a thing. Like the way I use this, I have my history class, is we do slides, video, slides, Blooket, and it's a bookend. So I'm gonna hit it again, but hopefully you give Kahoot the kaboot and look it up. All right, see you guys next time.